Every school has that one kid, the one teachers complained about, parents worried about, and classmates laughed at. Zain was that kid. But while everyone else was studying for tests, he was learning something school never taught: how to make money. At 12 years old, he was already running a business from his backpack. Zain grew up in a small apartment with his parents and two younger sisters. His father worked long hours at a factory. His mother stitched clothes at home to help pay the bills. There was never enough money for extras, no new shoes, no birthday parties, no school trips. Just survival every single day. One afternoon, Zain noticed something. His classmates always had small change in their pockets, but the school canteen was far away and always crowded. He thought, what if I bring the shop to them? He used his birthday money to buy a bag of chocolates from the market, 20 pieces, 10 cents each. He sold all 20 in one lunch break. The next day, Zain came with 40 chocolates, then 80. He kept 2 notebooks, one for school and one for his candy business. He tracked every purchase, every sale, every profit. His classmates loved him. His teachers didn't know what to do with him. His mother just shook her head and smiled. Within 2 months, Zain had made more money than he expected. He didn't spend it on games or toys. He reinvested every single cent back into more stock. He added chips, gum, and small drinks to his collection. His backpack was heavy, but his confidence was heavier. He had tasted what it felt like to earn. One Tuesday morning, a teacher caught Zain selling behind the gym. She took his entire stock and called his parents. His father came to school that evening, quiet, tired, embarrassed. He told Zain to stop. "This is not what school is for," he said. Zain nodded. But inside, he was already planning his next move. That night, Zain didn't cry. He sat at the kitchen table and wrote one question in his notebook. What did I do wrong? The answer he wrote changed everything. I got caught because I had no permission. I need to work within the rules, or at least around them. Even at 12, Zain understood that smart hustle is better than blind hustle. Zain didn't quit. He adapted. He started selling during allowed breaks only. He kept his prices fair. He became organized, disciplined, and invisible. By age 14, he had saved enough to open a small online store selling stationery to students in his neighborhood. The candy shop had grown into something real. In high school, Zain's hustle grew. He helped classmates design school projects for a small fee. He printed flyers for local shops. He bought cheap items in bulk and resold them online. While his friends talked about video games, Zain talked about margins and market gaps. He was different, and he was completely okay with that. When it was time for university, Zain's family expected engineering or medicine. But Zain wanted to study business. His father shook his head. "Business is a risk," he said. "Get a degree first, then play with business." Zain listened. He enrolled, but he never stopped building on the side. At 19, Zain launched his first real business, a small e-commerce store selling student essentials, notebooks, organizers, budget meal kits. He ran it from his dorm room. His startup capital was the money he had saved since the candy days. Every coin, every note kept in a box under his bed. 6 months later, the business failed. His supplier disappeared. Orders went unfulfilled. Angry customers demanded refunds. He lost almost everything. He sat on his dorm room floor, staring at the ceiling for 3 days. The kid who sold candy with a smile was now 20 years old and questioning everything he had ever believed about himself. On the 4th day, Zain opened his old school notebook. He read his own words. "Smart hustle is better than blind hustle." He realized he had moved fast without building a foundation. He spent the next 3 months learning, researching, and rebuilding. This time, he didn't just want a business. He wanted a system that could not break. At 21, Zain launched again. This time, a social media marketing service for small businesses. He had learned the skills online, practiced for free, and built a small portfolio. His first client was a local clothing store. He grew their Instagram from 300 followers to 12,000 in 60 days. The phone started ringing. Good results spread fast. 1 client became 5, 5 became 20. Zain hired 2 friends from university to help manage the work. He set up a small office in a shared workspace. He was 22 years old with a team, a growing client list, and an income he had once only dreamed about. The candy kid was becoming a real businessman, but success brought new pressure. A bigger competitor undercut his prices. 2 clients left. One of his team members quit. Zain felt the weight of responsibility like never before. He remembered his father's words. Business is a risk. For the first time, he truly understood what that meant. But he also knew quitting was simply not an option. Zain made a decision. He would not compete on price, he would compete on results. He started delivering detailed monthly reports to every client, real numbers, real proof of growth. No competitor could fake that kind of transparency. Clients began trusting him more. New clients came through referrals alone. His reputation became his greatest asset. By 25, Zain's company was managing over 100 clients across 3 countries. He had a team of 30 people. His office was a full floor in a business tower. Magazines called him a young entrepreneur to watch. But Zain still kept that old notebook, the one with his very first candy sales figures written in pencil. Zain never forgot where he came from. He started a program teaching young students basic business skills, how to budget, how to sell, how to think like entrepreneurs. He visited schools just like his old one and told them, if a kid selling chocolates from a backpack could build this, so can you. Zain's story didn't start with a big idea or a rich family. It started with 20 chocolates and 10 cents each. It grew through discipline, failure, and a refusal to stop. If you have a small idea today, don't wait for it to be perfect. Start small. Sell your first candy. Every empire in history began as a tiny, laughable first step.